Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to the 12th season of Bengal Magazine. And on today's show, the athletics director, Jerry Boyce, joins us. Jerry's also joining us as the football coach. So we're going to talk a little facilities and a little football with Jerry. And then Jennifer Wilson, women's hockey. Yes, it's 75 degrees out, but Jen was hired as our new women's hockey coach, and she's going to join us to talk about her vision. And then Mark Howlett, men's soccer coach, joins us, and Mark is bringing along junior August Finn. The rookie joins us, Patrick Smith. He'll be doing Bengal update, and of course, we'll have the athlete of the week. So a big show to start season 12. Stay with us. Okay, we're joined now by Jerry Boyce, and Jerry's going to wear his athletics director hat today. And welcome to a new season.
Yes, Tom.
This is your 18th season as athletic director. How about that?
How about that?
So let's talk athletics a little, Jerry. And you know, you walk around and you see and you smell things. Literally, you can smell new things happening at Houston Gym. We'll get to that in a minute. But I think the most impressive new addition to our facilities is happening out on Koller Field.
Yeah, it is, Tom. You know, we've talked about this before, that when you start a new year, you like to have the student athletes come back and there's something different, something new, and it might even be we just painted the wall.
Yeah.
But it's different.
Sure.
But we've had some significant differences in the past few years, and this is not unlike them with the new lights on Koller Field.
Beautiful.
First ever night games, and the environment that's created by that is really neat for our student athletes and coaches. So it just adds more to the experience
Sure.
that we always talk about, Tom, for our student athletes. So it's just a great addition.
You know, it's really, you look at those lights, and you know, you and I are old guys, and we remember when the lights were like 10 banks of floodlights basically looking down, and now it's just two horizontal lines, and you basically can't even see the lights.
It really is, Tom. You know, as I'm told, these are the Cadillac of what's out there right
Sure.
now, and it is so unevasive to anything outside the field.
Yep.
Because it just lights up the field. There's no glare for traffic, people driving, and things of that nature. You wouldn't know, except to see it, that
Right.
there's anything out there. So it really is state of the art.
And then the smell I was talking about, if you walk around the sports arena, you can smell carpentry, you can smell you know, the drilling going on, and that's really a complete renovation happening inside the internal part of the sports arena. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, I'm just so delighted with the leadership of our campus, because the sports arena, believe it or not, is 25 years old.
Yeah, hard to believe.
How did that happen? And over the years, we've been doing things to keep it looking new. But this past summer, take out the indoor track, new track, and that led to, and really our bleacher issue that we've been having,
Sure.
kind of being old,
Yep.
led to all of this. So we have new bleachers going in, and new track, and new locker rooms for our sports teams that are housed in the sports arena. So again, it's just adds to the, I keep on going saying that word experience, but in today's world of recruiting and retention, facilities are just a huge factor for athletics.
So all that said, we got about a minute left in the segment. Your expectations as athletic director for this athletic season?
Oh golly, you could probably put a recording on that, Tom, from 18 years ago. I have very high expectations of our sports teams. And it's not that we talk about winning, that word winning, because our coaches doing it right are teaching our student athletes what it takes to be successful.
Right.
And if that occurs, winning will take care of itself. I don't have any problems with that. We work on all of those things that, yes, to make you a better player, but athletics goes way beyond that. The lessons learned, the core values of athletics, and which are equal to the core value of life. It's what we want to see in our student athletes, and particularly when they graduate from Buffalo State, who they are.
Absolutely.
As young people.
Absolutely.
So yes, conference championships, conference playoffs, all those things are expectations, and I do have those expectations.
Well, we're going to take your athletic director's hat and put it on the corner here, and put your football hat on, your coach's hat. When we take a quick break, we'll be right back with Jerry, the football coach. Stay with us. We're out on Koller Field with senior quarterback Kyle Hoppe. It's time for a little Joes versus Pros. I'm sure you know who the pro is. I'm the Joe. We're going to have a little quarterback competition. It's going to be real simple. We're going to throw 3 balls, Kyle, from 10 yards. Any ball that goes into the hole in the netting, we move on to the finals, okay? At the finals, we have to pick our spot. We each get 3 shots at it, right? Pick our spot. Winner takes all, which is absolutely nothing. Are you in?
I'm in.
Let's go get it.
All right.
All right, ready, Kyle? I'm up first, about 10 yards away. I got to put it in any one of the holes in the net. Ready? Don't forget, everybody, I'm 59 years old. Here we go. Missed on one. I'm in. I'm in. All right. All right, Kyle, it's up to you. I got mine in. To move on to the championship round. Here we go. Kyle, that was quick. Let's do another one just for fun. Let's see if you can do all 3. You're supposed to be a hot shot quarterback. Where's this one going?
Top right.
Top corner? Oh man, we may have something here. We're gonna move on to the championship round. This is about 15 yards because my arm is going to fall off, okay? You gotta pick your spot here now, Kyle, all right?
Okay.
Frankly, you should allow me to throw it anywhere in there, but, okay, I'll put it in the middle one then.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I'm going for the middle one. Ready? Here we go. Not a bad throw though for a little guy, huh? Got a tight spiral. Oh, whoa! Oh boy! Gotta have it.
Got this one here.
Gotta have it. Oh! Kyle's 15 yards back. He's got to pick his spot. If he does, he wins. Nothing.
How about you pick my spot?
Middle.
Okay.
It's too easy. Well, that actually fell in though.
That did. That one.
Do
didn't
another
count. That
one.
didn't
I'll
count.
give you that one. You win. Okay, you win. Our wide receiver would have caught. They would have caught those. Top right corner. Kyle, have a great season,
Thank
okay?
you.
Thanks for playing Joes versus Pros. Well, I tried my best, but it's pretty hard to beat Kyle Hoppe. But next time, Kyle, I got you. Coach, football. Athletic director, last segment, now football. 20-19 win over Bridgewater. I'm watching that game and I'm thinking of 2 old sayings. There's no pictures in the box score, but they don't ask how, just how many at the end of the year. So it wasn't an artistic masterpiece, but it was a W. Take us through that game a little bit.
Well, and that's the best way to put it, Tom. You and I golf, and sometimes you might hit a shot.
Not enough, by the way.
I know it.
Okay.
But you hit a shot, it goes into the trees, but bounces on the green right next to the hole, and you make a birdie.
That's you.
And you pick up the ball, and you run to the next tee. And no, it wasn't a real pretty thing in a lot of ways. But the biggest thing is the lessons that I think that we will take from that ball game. Because I was very impressed with the demeanor of our sideline, of our players and coaches. There was a quiet confidence. There wasn't any panic. That game is kind of a lesson of perseverance, being persistent, staying with it. And when you do those things, generally good things happen. And that's really what that game was all about.
Yeah.
Because we started off very well. Offensively scoring in the first 2 possessions. The one big thing there was our defense. We won the kicking game, which you always have to do, but our defense really kind of, I'm going to say, sort of lived up to our expectations.
Sure, that's the strength.
We have great team speed on that side of the ball. So I do believe we're always going to be there. We just have to be more consistent offensively and execute each time we go out
And it
there.
should be noted that was a playoff team last year. Bridgewater State is a good football program.
They are a good football team. I'm anxious to see as we go along the season how good they were.
You talk about this team, and my focus on this team really gets. You mentioned the defense, but my focus is on the quarterback, and I see Kyle Hoppy there, and a senior finally, and that's kind of an inside joke. But you're a former quarterback at Ithaca. I mean, what are your expectations of this guy this year?
Well, and I guess to a fault, the quarterbacks have to put up with me because I was a quarterback, and therefore expectations are very high with them. And they have to be a true, what I say, the definition of a quarterback. There's a lot of players out there that can throw well and run well, but they aren't leaders.
Right.
They don't know the offense. They don't know how to look at that defense and say, well, the play is called to do this, but this is a better play. And to make that change at the line of scrimmage. That leadership is what really defines the effectiveness of a quarterback. And that's where Kyle Hoppy is. In that last drive, particularly the last drive, not necessarily the scoring drive, but the one where we ran off 6 minutes, over 6 minutes on the clock to make sure our defense didn't have to go back out on the field. He made some very key decisions during that were crucial to the success of us staying out on the field.
Very good.
So that's leadership, and that comes from experience, that comes from playing, and and Kyle has to put up with me because sometimes he might not do what I expected, and he hears the wrath of it.
Well, I think he's got pretty thick skin too. I mean, he's been through it a little bit, so and that's good. You had mentioned the winning drive, the touchdown, and we do have that. And as they roll that, was that the call that was made? Were there any adjustments? And really, why did this play work at that time?
Well, the previous series we had called the component of that play, which was, we call it a bubble play, where we hit a receiver on a bubble.
Okay.
And Bridgewater really stuffed that because that cornerback came flying up and our receiver missed a block.
Okay.
So we knew that at the proper time, given the same type of situation, that was a go-to play. And it presented itself. And
so it was the call, it was the play that was called in the huddle.
Correct.
Okay.
But it was a result of a previous play.
Correct.
Because we kind of saw how they would react to it, and they reacted the same way again, and therefore it was kind of the counter to that play.
Gotcha. So between you and I believe Coach Oslin's, you keep that in your memory banks, that initial play that didn't work, and then come back to it.
Correct. It's, offense and defensive football, but particularly offense, it's a chess match out there. And you kind of wait to see what they do, and I'm kind of that type of a player. I wait to see what they do, and then I have my move to it.
Well, you won this game in chess, 20-19 over Bridgewater. You got a bye, and then at Morrisville to open Empire 8 on September 16th. Jerry, thanks for being on, and best of luck during the season. We are taking a quick break, and when we come back, we're talking hockey, women's hockey, Jennifer Wilson. Stay with us.
No matter who you are
or where you're from,
you are welcome here. Tú eres bienvenido.
مرحبا, أهلا وسهلا.
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
Well, we've got congratulations going out to Ronnie Cordrupo from women's cross country. She is the athlete of the week. The junior opened the 2017 season off to a very fast start, winning the Buffalo State Daniel Walker Invitational. Ronnie ran the 5K course at Beaver Island State Park in just 19 minutes, 47 seconds, and really leaving the other 32 runners in her dust. In fact, the hospitality major was 46 seconds faster than the second place finisher. So congratulations to Ronnie Quadruple, this week's Athlete of the Week. And we are now with a former student athlete, not so far back, but our new women's hockey coach here at Buffalo State, Jennifer Wilson, joins us. And welcome, first of all, Jennifer, to campus in Buffalo. And let's start with the obvious. Why Buffalo and why Buffalo State?
It's a fantastic program. Coach Moxley had done a terrific job before getting here. When I came out for the interview, it just felt like home. It was a place that I could definitely see myself. The staff was great. And it's a great, big, diverse campus, and I think that we can do a lot with the program here.
Yeah, we are a great staff.
Yeah, no, you guys really are.
You come to us from Robert Morris, and I want you to explain, because I didn't know, in fact, that's not to say anything, but you were the head coach there. It's a Division I program, but in a different kind of setting. It wasn't an NCAA Division I. Why don't you explain where Robert Morris was?
Yeah, so it's the ACHA. It's a women's club league. We try not to use the word club. It gives the impression that it's not very serious. The programs are fully funded. Girls have matching gear. It's just as competitive. We play 26-game seasons. And basically, we're comparable to low-end Division III teams.
There you go.
So it's a very competitive league, and it's very up and coming.
What did you learn as the head coach there? What did you take from there and going to bring it here to Buffalo State, do you think?
You get to work with a very specific athlete in the ACHA. They might be missing one or two skills that maybe the Division III students aren't. So really, as a coach, learning and testing your ability to coach skills was something I learned. And then just practicing different strategies because you may not be a step as fast as the team you are playing. Right. What ways can you defensively set up to be successful? And that was something that we learned a lot at Robert Morris, and we took the four-time national championship team to overtime.
There you go.
So we had a great season.
And before that, you were at Loyola Academy. I believe that was in Illinois.
It is, yep.
Okay. And that's a prep school.
It is, yep.
But a very specific kind of prep school, especially for women's hockey. Tell us about that program.
Yeah, it's definitely a premier prep school program outside of Chicago. We play in the Northern Shore Hockey League. We have been notorious for going to the United Center for many, many years. We unfortunately lost state last year, but we get a very good run. We're home to several Division I athletes. Ann Bloomer actually was on the U18 team this year, so she was playing for us. And it's just a great development program. They skate a few times a week, and they have very, very competitive schedules.
I love how you say we and us still. It's been years since you've been there, and that is an alum in and out. You had mentioned Coach Mox. I don't know what size shoes you have, but you have big shoes to fill. Hers was size 23.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. But what I mean by that, obviously, is this is one of the better programs in women's hockey in Division III. 35 wins the past 2 seasons, playoffs. Yikes! I mean, how do you walk into the office thinking, whew, I do have big shoes to fill? I mean, you've been here about a month or so, give or take. What have you been doing?
The first thing I did was reach out to Coach Moxley and just discuss, one, say thank you for giving me a great opportunity. I know she was a big part of everything and hiring and things like that. So, I'm of the belief that the kids play a big role. Mm-hmm. As coaches, we can draw up the X and the O's, but at the end of the day, if the kids don't perform, they don't perform. So, with a tremendous amount of respect to Moxley, we do have a pretty similar roster. So I think that we're going to be equally competitive this season. I've spent a few times digging through the files of the game film, noticing a few defensive zone errors that I think are very, very fixable. And then just all women's ice hockey players struggle to score goals, and I think that we can do that. That's something that I was okay at as a player, and I think that I can coach that as well. So
absolutely. You have October 27th, 28th at Morrisville. That starts the season. What kind of brand of hockey are we going to see from a Jennifer Wilson coach team?
It's going to be very offensive, and it's going to be aggressive.
Okay.
It's going to be fast, and it is going to be strategic. I run a very strategic hockey program. It's not just mindless plays. It's not just chasing after the puck. The golden retriever hockey thing is something that the kids will not be doing. So it's going to be very strategic and planned.
Very good. Well, we wish you the best of luck and welcome again to Buffalo State.
Thank you very much.
We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, Mark Howlett's going to talk a little soccer. Stay with us. This is a college that inspires. Here you'll be engaged, strive for excellence, and prepare for a career. Visit our amazing Elmwood Village campus and apply today. You'll achieve your edge here. This place is Buffalo State College.
Hello everyone and welcome to Bengal Update. I'm Patrick Smith with a recap of the news, scores, and look at upcoming events surrounding Buffalo State athletics. Men's soccer kicked off its season on September 1st by playing in the Fred Hartrick Classic, the first night game in the history of Koller Field. Buffalo State opened up the tournament with a 3-0 win over DeUville. Robert Williamson and Jake Ferry each picked up their first goals on the day. Luke Pavone and Andreas Queen each picked up assists. The team then completed the tournament sweep with a 1-0 victory over Cuca College. Ali Shawish picked up the lone goal and August Finn picked up an assist. Buffalo State earned 3 players on the all-tournament team: Williamson, Shawish, and Danny Clavin. Men's soccer will travel to play in the Fredonia tournament on Friday, September 8th at 1 p.m. Women's soccer opened up their season in the RPI tournament on Friday and Saturday. Buffalo State battled to a 1-1 draw with the Farmingdale State on a goal by Victoria Kaladi, assisted by Samantha Brick. The Bengals then lost 3-0 to Western Connecticut State. Women's soccer will host the Bengals Classic 3-team tournament on September 8th through September 10th, taking on Rutgers Newark at 3 p.m. on September 8th and Baldwin Wallace at 1 p.m. on September 10th. Live stats and live video for both can be found at buffalostateathletics.com. Women's volleyball served up their first tournament of the year by traveling to St. Lawrence University. Buffalo State lost in 3 sets to St. John Fisher. Brooke Latour led the team with 6 kills and 2 aces. The Bengals beat Kaznovia in 3 sets. Lauren Hansen led the way with 15 kills and 2 aces. Alyssa Dursky picked up 24 assists on the day. The Bengals closed out the tournament with 3-set loss to Hoenn. Hansen led the team with 8 kills and 4 aces. Dursky added 17 assists. Volleyball returns to the court on September 6th as it travels to Medaille for a 7 p.m. showdown. On September 8th, the Bengals travel to Ohio to compete in the Marcia French Invitational against Mount Union, Baldwin Wallace, Hiram, and John Carroll. Football used a late touchdown throw by Kyle Hoppy to Ricky Bailey to beat Bridgewater State 20-19 in its season opener. Hoppy went 16 for 26 with 172 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. Running back Dale Stewart picked up 69 yards on 18 rushes and ran for a touchdown. Defensively, Bart Mazzari led the way with 10 tackles. Buffalo State returns to the field on Saturday, September 16th at noon when it opens its Empire 8 season at Morrisville State. The men's cross-country team finished first out of 4 teams with 4 top 6 finishers in the event. Phil Juga led the Bengals with a second-place finish in 16 minutes and 51 seconds. On the women's side, Buffalo State finished third out of 4 teams with Ronnie Quadruple finishing first and leading the Bengals with a time of 19 minutes and 47 seconds. Cross country returns to the course on Saturday, September 16th when it competes at Hilbert College for the AMCC Preview Meet. For Bengal Update, I'm Patrick Smith.
Thanks, Rookie, for the Bengal update. We appreciate that. And we're joined now by men's soccer. And Mark Howlett, the head coach of the Bengals, joins us, along with August Finn. Don't call him Jimmy. It's a little outside joke that we talked about. The fantastic junior forward for the Bengals. And, Coach, it's interesting. I look at your roster, and heavily upperclassmen, 21 juniors and seniors. Cautiously optimistic, would that be correct in saying as you look at this year's team?
Yeah, I think there has to be some expectations on the season. You know, with 21 of the upperclassmen that have been through the program for a couple of years now, they know the expectations on a daily basis of what to bring. It's their time to go out and start getting results and performing in a way that is tough to handle.
August, do you sense that yourself as a student athlete, that type of expectation that coach is putting on you and the seniors?
Oh, absolutely. This is, I mean, frankly, this is our best roster I've ever been a part of at this school.
Very good.
And yeah, we have definitely high expectations for ourselves.
And it showed in the Fred Hartrick Classic. First of all, what a great idea, Fred Hartrick Classic. Tell us why. I mean, we know Fred, but tell the viewers what he means to men's soccer.
I mean, he's the foundation of it.
Yep.
He's why we're around and why we've got such a rich history. And to be able to do something in honor of him was wonderful. He's meant a lot to me over my 5 years here. He's gave me a lot of advice. He's been able to keep me grounded. He's been able to pick me up, and to be able to go out and perform in his kind of tournament was fantastic.
It was a great tournament, and it was great because you also won 2 matches, beat Duval 3-0, and then 3-0. Is that correct, Mark?
That's it.
And then 1-0 over Cayuga. And, you know, from a coaching perspective, what did you like about your team in their first 2 matches?
Well, it's always difficult going into the opening weekend. For me, anybody can beat anybody in that opening game, especially because you're really not tested and tried. We allowed 2 shots in the whole weekend in 180 minutes of soccer. So that is very, very comforting to know that defensively we're getting our roles and responsibilities down. You know, and also both teams set up very defensively against us, and it's very hard to break down a bank of 5 and a bank of 4 to get those goals. You know, some of the things we weren't excited about is we did create great goal scoring chances and we weren't able to finish at times. So that's got to come. But we've still got 16 games plus.
You know, he mentions the defense. You're a forward. Did you sense frustration there? I mean, it must be difficult to break through those walls.
Yeah, as you said, it's always difficult when a team is kind of sitting in like they are and just, you know, only really trying to defend. They have no kind of hope of scoring ultimately. So it's difficult, but I mean, ultimately we did get the job done. So, and results is
2 W's, as they say. What was really interesting about the weekend were the lights at Koller Field, and the first ever regular season game of any type, match, under the lights at Koller. And I look at you, August, and what was that like? Did it take time to get used to in the sense, or were you already acclimated to the lights?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a new thing here. You know, we played 1 game. Oh boy. Sorry, we played 1 game under the lights, or 1 scrimmage.
Yep.
And then, yeah, that was our first time. But I think that, you know, that really excited. It motivates us coming out. It's a totally different environment, and you know, it's exciting. It's really exciting.
Sure. Absolutely, it's got to be. We talked earlier about Fred. Very curious as to how things went for the 1967 reunion. One of the greatest teams ever 50 years ago, one of the greatest teams ever, 12-1-1, lost to Navy in the second round of the NCAA tournament. Fred was coaching. It was great to see, we had 10, 11, 12 guys back. What was your take from the whole weekend, Mark?
You know, it puts everything into perspective when those guys were sitting in the Bengal room having brunch, talking about the great memories, and it wasn't just the wins and losses. It was the experience that Coach Boyes talks about on a daily basis with us, and making sure these student athletes have a great experience. And that was the biggest thing for me, to take a step back in wins and losses and the games, but enjoying the everyday, and that's what they're going to remember the most.
Well, we have some photos of the weekend, and I thought it was very interesting. We only have a few seconds left. There to look at the locker room, which, you know, to them that was, they never had something like that, and the weight room where they sat, and then also, you know, the field itself with the lights. It was really spectacular.
Yeah, it was wonderful, and I just thank all of them for taking the time and effort to get back.
Absolutely. Well, guys, best of luck. It's a long season. August, thanks for coming on in. Mark, best of luck to you.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks to everybody here in Creative Media Services. We'll see you again in 2 weeks for more Bengal Magazine.